Hello, this is Shubham Agarwal. I'm an intern in AIMS Delhi, and I got third rank in AIMS PG November entrance. And I would also like to share with you that I got 15th rank in the AIMS MBBS entrance 5.5 years back, and also the first rank in UPCPMT in 2012. And basically, I want to guide everyone regarding how to prepare for the AIMS entrance. See, the AIMS entrance is held twice a year, in May and in November, and the earliest attempt you can have is while you're going through internship. So basically, preparation for AIMS entrance is not something which is done primarily only in internship. It is something which has to be done throughout MBBS. I do not mean that you have to start coaching very early. You basically have to clarify all your concepts and read your standard books from day one when you enter into MBBS. So in the first year we have 3 subjects: anatomy, physiology and biochemistry, and these are your basic subjects which basically establish your concept on which you can build further in future years. So in anatomy, I would say you should have an approach where you should be proactive in the dissection hall, and you should be reading standard books like Gray's Anatomy and seeing the images from atlases like Netter's side by side. And you can also read B.D. Chaurasia, which is the book very widely read, and you don't need to read very hi-fi books. These are the basic standard books you can go through. And then for physiology, Genong is a wonderful book, and I feel it should be read by every MBBS graduate. And for biochemistry, you can go through Harper or Lippincott, which are the books we read here in AIMS. And after establishing the basic groundwork, we go on to second prof. In our second professional, we have very important subjects like pathology and pharmacology, microbiology and forensic medicine. So for pathology, I would say, which according to me is the most important subject, which basically lays our future groundwork, we have to read Robbins. Robbins is the book which should be read most extensively in MBBS. It is the one which establishes your concepts and which helps further when you're reading medicine, not only in MBBS, but if we take medicine in future, we go into any branch, a basic pathophysiology of any disease will always help us. So Robbins is a book I feel should be read by every MBBS student. And apart from that, for pharmacology, I read K.D. Tripathi, but we can also read the Katzung review, which is also very helpful. And for microbiology, there's a book called Anand Narayan, which I feel is sufficient in itself. Although for immunology, you can refer to other books like Levinson, or even the immunology in Robbins is given pretty well. And for forensic, Parikh is a book. So I don't think that it is very essential to go into coaching that early while we are taking our second prof. We can go for a certain pharmacology class by Dr. Gobind Rai Garg. That is something a lot of students here in AIMS do, and I feel it helps in the long run. Then finally we enter our 6th semester, and 6th semester here in AIMS is a slightly free time for us. So we start with our coaching, which are our foundation coachings in 6th and 7th semester. And we the best part about coaching at that time is that you get a lot of handwritten notes. You get notes which are ready-made notes available for future reference. You can go through them while preparing for PG in future. And when you have notes that early, you can keep adding stuff into that notes as you keep reading the standard books. So for the final prof also, I suggest that we should definitely go through all these standard books. Like for medicine, although we at AIMS mostly read Harrison, I don't recommend Harrison as a book essential for reading medicine. It is something more of a reference book and to be read very well during your MD days. But we read Harrison extensively here at AIMS. An alternative I can suggest is that we can read books like Davidson and Kumar and Clark, and also go through specific segments like ECG from books like ECG Made Easy, Chest X-ray Made Easy. And there are various online modalities from which you can read medicine and emergencies. Like there's a certain site called Life in the Fast Lane, and we can also go through USMLE books which help in clarifying more concepts. And for medicine, there is a certain app called Up to Date. So we at AIMS here get free access to Up to Date, so we use that very extensively. So I feel that if free access is not available, getting access to that app is definitely something which every medico should do, because it gives you, as the name suggests, it keeps you up to date with everything happening in the medical field. Then apart from medicine, for surgery we basically read Bailey and Love, And but for entrance point of view, I would like to add that surgery is something which is asked a little more extensively than what is given in Bailey and Love. So there's a book called Washington Manual of Surgery, which covers the trauma aspect as well as topics like breast, thyroid and burns more extensively. So I feel you should add Washington Manual of Surgery to the existing knowledge of Bailey's. Apart from that, for PSM, Park is the standard book. For pediatrics, Ghai is the book. And for obs and gynae, widely read is Datta, though at AIIMS here we read Dr. J.B. Sharma's book. And we also read Shaw's for gynecology, and there's a book called Johns Hopkins Manual, which we read both for obs and gynecology. Then coming to the minor subjects, for ENT we read Dhingra. For orthopedics, although we read Maheshwari, but I would suggest reading Dr. Apoor Mehra's book, which is a book helpful both for developing concepts in the MBBS days, and it also helps you when you're preparing for PG entrance. Then for ophthalmology, Khurana is the book read most widely, although Parsons, being a more difficult book, gives you a lot of concepts, so we can use Parsons as a reference and read certain topics like the clinical methods given in Parsons. Then for other minors like dermatology, we can go through Dr. Neena Khanna's book and go through the images very extensively. That is actually the core dermatology part. And for anesthesia, we read Dr. Ajay Yadav's book. For psychiatry, there's a book called Neeraj Ahuja, although I would recommend reading the Oxford Manual for psychiatry if possible. And that is all for the MBBS period. And once you are through with all your profs and you enter into internship, I would recommend doing a test and discussion course from any institute. I don't feel that a certain institute is better than the other institute. I always recommend it is your own hard work coupled with your notes which you get from the coaching institutes, which helps in the long run. And I also don't feel that if a person does not have access to coaching institutes, it's not possible to crack the various entrance exams. If you can read through these standard books, if you can get access to some kind of notes possible from these coaching entrances, or even if you don't have notes, you're making your own notes, going through a few past papers, like 2-3 years past papers. So that kind of a preparation is sufficient to get through any entrance exam. So in internship, I basically joined 2 test and discussion courses, although I focused mainly on one course, because I don't feel that making multiple notes and going to multiple coachings is something that really helps. Repetition of a single source of notes is more important than having multiple sets of notes for the same subject. And a good part about test and discussion is that they give you a schedule and they give you a time duration that you have to complete your syllabus or that particular subject in that definite that time period. So that way we are able to complete our syllabus by say August, maximum September, and then it leaves around 2 months for revision. So I feel at least one revision is definitely required, apart from a last minute 1 week revision for AIIMS entrance, which is held in November. And although this is the ideal scenario, I should tell you that I was not able to go through it, and although we recommend that to everyone, it might not be possible at time. So basically we don't have to lose hope in the end, we just have to be confident that we have read well during MBBS, and if we have read everything once very properly and there isn't sufficient time for revision, it's alright. It's basically the 3 hours of the examination that matter the most. However well you may study, if you are not able to apply that and bring forth all that knowledge you had on the day of the examination, then it all goes to waste. So it is ultimately the 3 hours of the examination that you have to be cool and calm. You have to be calm on the day of the examination. You don't have to go through a lot of material at the end. Just have to sleep well, relax, eat light, and take the exam very calmly and coolly. And apart from that, I feel that we should be very attentive during the MBBS days whenever we are posted in say wards or any OTs. So we should be very attentive and curiously looking at things that are happening, because there might be things and that you're getting exposed to in the OTs or say wards that are not even mentioned in the books. So these are the kind of things AIIMS likes to ask. They like to ask practical stuff you encounter during your UG days or in internship, which might not actually be given in books. So I feel you don't have to run away from your postings and wards and focus on the books alone. It is very important to see patients, to go to the wards, sit in OPDs, attend your OTs regularly, not to think about running away and just, just reading the books and going through the notes. It is important to be attentive during the postings also. So now I would like to guide you about how to actually go through the examination. So the AIIMS examination, held twice a year, is a 3-hour examination having 200 questions. There is a negative marking also, so it's +3 for positive and -1 for negative. It's kind of -1/3 negative. So that's a very high negative, and you have to be very careful when attempting questions. Previously, the NEET exam also, NEET exam did not have negative marking. Now even the NEET exam has negative marking. So that is something which has to be kept in mind. So when going through MCQs, I always feel that you have to read the question thoroughly, but you also have to read all the 4 options. It is better to rule out all the three wrong options and then choose the right answer than directly jumping to the right answer, because at times you see the right answer as the first answer. You see the first option, you think of it as the right answer and you choose it, but that might not always be the right approach. There might be other answers which are more appropriate. So it is always better to rule out. Apart from that, I feel that there is something called mark for review in the AIIMS exam. So mark for review is something which is very tricky. You don't have to mark a lot of questions for review, because the AIIMS exam, although it's not a very lengthy exam per se, but when you are going through the questions, you tend to take time, you tend to read them again and again, and it tends to get lengthy in the end. You don't get much time to revise. So you don't have to choose a lot of questions for mark for review. I would say choosing say around 15 to 20 questions is safe. A lot of people tend to choose 50 to 60 questions or even more than that, but they don't really get time to revise those questions they marked for review. So that is something which has to be kept in mind. And this year the AIIMS exam had a lot of very practical questions, things that were not actually given in books and I encountered during my ward postings only. So as I stressed earlier, we should really focus on that. And if we want to really choose which subjects are important or which topics to choose from, I would say definitely medicine is something which is asked extensively. And apart from that, microbiology is something which is coming up, and infectious disease as a combination of microbiology and medicine is something which is upcoming and being asked a lot in AIIMS. So I feel microbiology is something you should really be focusing on. And pathology is again important for AIIMS. Anatomy, I would like to say specifically the head and neck area, and neuroanatomy is important for AIIMS. It is something on which new questions are being made every year, and they mostly tend to ask the images and ask questions related to things they have marked in the images. So it is good if we can go through the images in Gray's Anatomy or Netter's Atlas. That will help, because AIIMS likes to make a lot of new questions. And apart from that, PSM is a subject in which mainly biostats used to be asked in the past. I felt the questions from biostats were a little less this time, but that might not be the continuing trend. So biostats is something which has to be prepared well. For surgery, I would like to add that you have to be really, you have to narrow down your focus to certain units like breast, trauma, burns and thyroid and general surgery. Surgery is very extensive, so I would advise it is better to narrow down the approach to these topics, and that is what I did. And most questions are asked from these topics only. And general surgery is something which is very upcoming. I would say they like to ask a lot of questions. They like to ask things which we encounter in OTs, like there were questions on a pre-operative checklist and spill in the OT. So these are things which are being asked repeatedly in the AIIMS exam. And certain subjects I feel they can be slightly ignored for AIIMS. Pediatrics is something which is not asked particularly AIIMS. I mean, core pediatrics is not asked the questions, although which are related to pediatrics can be covered in other subjects like biochemistry. And even radiology is a subject which is not asked very extensively in AIIMS, and specifically radiotherapy is is being asked less and less in AIIMS now. So I feel that is how we can go about it. And I don't think doing a lot of previous papers from AIIMS really helps. AIIMS does not like to ask repeated questions. It asked around I would say 30 to 40 questions this time, which was too much in my opinion. I did not expect that many repetition to be there, but I would feel it is better to do the past 2-3 papers and then just read the standard books and the review books throughout internship. And I would like to wish all the future aspirants all the best. I hope you liked my lecture, and you can view it on Delhi Knowledge Track. I would really like to thank Delhi Knowledge Track for giving me the opportunity to share the way I prepared and help future aspirants to prepare for the same. And if you have any questions, please do ask in the comment section. And I'm also active on Quora. You can ask me questions there, and I would be very happily solving all your doubts. Thank you so much.